Hi guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to a big book unboxing. I have been holding out on opening these book packages for quite a while now. I want to say at least 2 months because I knew that I wanted to open them with you guys. I used to film book unboxings fairly frequently, however I feel like I haven't done any in a really long time, so I am super excited today. I have also been on a book buying ban for quite a while. I've just been very hesitant in buying new books unless I'm reading them right away, so a lot of these are very thankfully sent by publishers. We also have our fair share of fairyloot packages that I also bought for myself that I need to unbox, but I am just so excited, and I have my autumnal matcha today. This is peak coziness for me. Let's unbox some books together. Okay, first and foremost, I think we're gonna start with this one because this one actually arrived open and I didn't know what it was, so I did have a quick peek when it first arrived. I think I do remember what book is in here, so we'll do this one first because other than that, I genuinely don't really know what is in any of these packages. This is what was in the parcel, and there is a book in here. There is also, I believe that this is a candle holder. In the little pouch, this is the book. I haven't actually heard anybody talk about this one yet. Oh my god, okay, there is a lot attached to it. It is The House Sapphire by Marissa Meyer. I have never read a book by this author before. What is it that she wrote that was incredibly popular? It says from the author of Gilded, however, I don't think that is the book that I'm thinking of, but this is so beautifully packaged. I really don't know anything about this one. Like I said, I also haven't really heard anybody talk about it, so I would be going into it very blind, but I'm equally looking for more fantasy books to add to my physical TBR. I feel like I don't own too many fantasy books physically, and I kind of want to change that because I've read so much fantasy this year, so this is great to add to it. In it too, we had some dried oranges which smell amazing, and it always makes me think of Christmas. But this, oh wait, there's something else in here. Oh my god, stop, it's actually it's a candle, and this, like guys, this is my favorite color. I am always running out of candles to burn, and I feel like this would also be the perfect book sleeve just to carry around in my bag now. But thank you so much to Faber for The House Sapphire. Wait, it's not even Sapphire, it's Sapphire. I think I've been pronouncing that wrong the entire time, but I'm very intrigued to read this. This is a proof and it comes out on the 6th of November. That was such a good package. I don't know, maybe let's do this small one here. I can't see who this one was sent from, so we're just gonna open it. I will show you guys first. Here's the, okay, I recognize it from the back. It is Until August by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the lost novel. I have never read a Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I've wanted to read 100 Years of Solitude by him for years, and I believe that this book was published after his death. I feel like there is an upsurgence recently of a lot of books from classic authors being found, or manuscripts being found that are being published after their death that they didn't necessarily want published. I'm very intrigued about when it comes down to the ethics of that, and this is definitely one of them. So I don't know when I will read this. I want to read 100 Years of Solitude first. However, this is one that I was very intrigued by ever since it was first published, and now it's out in paperback, and this cover is gorgeous. Thank you so much to Penguin for this one. I am very intrigued to finally delve into this author. Next, let's randomly do this one. This one is heavy. Okay, I didn't realize which one it was. I can see what the book is based on the design at the front. If you know, you will probably recognize that. There's a lot in here, so let's get the book out. This proof is gorgeous. Wait, oh my god, it's literally wrapped up. It is of course Hot Wax by ML Rio, and it says number 32 out of 150. Oh my god, I did not know that these proofs were limited. This is so cool. I don't even want to unwrap it. Like, can I push the book out? Okay, no, I'm gonna have to unwrap it. I'm so intrigued. I'm so confused. How do I get into this? Okay, I can push the book out because I don't want to destroy that. Oh, here is what the actual proof looks like. I am so intrigued by this book. I really don't know too much about it, other than I think we are following a rock band, and other than the handful of books that I've read from authors talking about bands like Daisy Jones and the Six, I've really liked it. However, because it's ML Rio and I've only read Graveyard Shift by ML Rio before, I am determined to read If We Were Villains by her this year because this book has been on my TBR forever. I don't really know what to expect when it comes to a whole novel from her, but I am so excited, and it actually does come out this month, I believe, at the time when we're filming this. The little image that fell out is this, and it says summer 1989. I am very intrigued. There were some other things in here. Guys, why am I so excited about chocolate? Keeping it so real too, it is the time of that month for me, so this is literally perfect. I love Tony's. I love Tony's Chocolonely. Thank you so much. There is also this wristband that just says Hot Wax by ML Rio, and then the press release for the book. Oh, it's actually a letter by ML Rio, and it is long, but right at the bottom it says, what started as a novel about a rock band on a disastrous concert tour became something much more. It's still a story about road trips and rock and roll, but it's also a story story about a woman finding herself in her father's long shadow. A woman refusing the role society assigns her. A woman taking claim to words and music for herself. Not somebody's daughter or somebody's wife, but somebody just as full of blood and thunder as the rockets who surround her, moving to a rhythm all her own. I am so excited to read it. I'm definitely going to be reading Hot Wax soon. Thank you so much, Headline, for this proof and also all of the goodies. I cannot wait to read it and to eat the chocolate. I am not gonna lie. Okay, next let's also do this one. This one, again, I have no idea who it is from. Whenever I used to do these videos before, I would always get comments of people asking me like, how on earth do you have the patience to not open them? I honestly don't know, other than the fact that it feels like Christmas when I get to open them. I love doing a collective haul or a collective unboxing. The serotonin that actually flows through my body is insane. So I just don't know what to expect. I'll try and continue to show you guys first. Here is the book. Stop! I did not expect to get a proof of this at all. I did not know this was coming. This is Fallen Stars by Imani Aroud. This is the sequel to Heavenly Bodies. I haven't even read Heavenly Bodies yet. It is a book that I am anticipating to fall in love with. I did not know I was getting this. I am very excited. This just means that I have to get to Heavenly Bodies ASAP. It is actually on my autumn TBR, so it is one that I want to read this month or next month. For now, it's gonna have to be sooner than later because that means that I can just binge read this one right after. Oh my god, I always feel a little bit bad when I receive the proof for a sequel when I haven't even read the first book yet, but I can't believe that. I was not expecting to get a proof of this at all. Thank you so much to Penguin Viking. I am so excited to binge read the first 2 books now. It is very hot in here today, so I'm very happy that I made an iced matcha because also I'm getting too excited. I feel like I need to calm down. I'm asking Jordan really quick which one he thinks I should open next.
I'll say this one. It says vintage on it.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll unbox this one. Jordan came in and I asked him to pick which one I should unbox next, and he chose this one, and I think I remember what is in here. If so, I am super excited because it includes a book by an author that I absolutely adore. So let's unbox this one. Oh my god, guys, I'm having the time of my life. I do just quickly want to say that every single time I'm ever gifted a book from a publisher, I am so incredibly grateful, and it is never taken for granted at all, and I don't ever want these book unboxings to seem like that. I am so thankful that even one publisher might want to send me a book, so whenever I do a collective book haul, I am endlessly so full of gratitude. So thank you to any of the publishers that have ever sent me a book. I'm so grateful. I just endlessly want to shout that from the rooftops because I really am. On to this one though. Here is what, okay, let's unbox it first. I remember now. So this is from Vintage and this is from their To Be Read parcels, and oh my god, guys, there is quite a bit in here. So first and foremost, we have some like annotation goodies, and one thing about me is I love to annotate a book, so that is going to come very helpful. Oh my god, stop. I love a little notebook, and there is this gorgeous little vintage notebook that is going to be in my diary, in my bag at all times. This is the perfect size. And then the books that we have in here are I Who Have Never Known Men, Orlando, also by Jacqueline Hartman. And guys, if you know, you know, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I literally own about 6 copies of this book in this flat alone, so I think at some point I might do a giveaway for all of them because I do not need that many copies. Orlando by Jacqueline Hartman too. This is the republished version. I own the original paperback and I haven't read it yet, so I think I'll probably read from this edition because also like they match. I love these covers so much. And then we have one more book in here, which is So Long, See You Tomorrow by William Maxwell. I don't know anything about this one. It says discover the tragically beautiful world of So Long, See You Tomorrow, a quietly devastating masterpiece of human frailty and resilience. Okay, that sounds like something I would definitely love. I also love the vintage Red Spine Classic so much, so this is gonna look really good next to my small collection of them. Oh my god. And then we have, of course, we have a tote bag. I am obsessed. Thank you so much, Vintage. I love Vintage so much. They are 100% one of my favorite publishers, one of my favorite imprints. Everyone that I've ever met there that works there is so lovely, and they publish so many of my favorite books, so I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I am incredibly excited to not only read Orlando but also read So Long, See You Tomorrow now. I love a short classic or short modern classic, and I'm definitely going to do a giveaway of some I Who Have Never Known Men soon. I don't quite know how I'll do that yet, whether I post something on my like post tabs on YouTube or maybe on my Instagram if that's easier, but keep an eye out just in case. Okay, next I feel like we have to do a fairyloot parcel because we have quite a few in this haul. I don't know if one of these is going to be a Vinted return, keeping it so real. I did send a lot of my hardback books that sold on Vinted in my fairyloot boxes just because it makes them more safe in the journey, but I don't know if one of them is going to be a return. I suppose we'll find out, but we'll do a fairy loot. Okay, yeah, this one is the vintage return. I did think so, so we're just going to pop that to one side. Carrying on with that though, we are still going to do a fairy loot one. I am so excited because I have not opened a fairy loot parcel in, oh my god, so long. And whilst for the most part, I do definitely remember what some of the books are, or at least one of them, I have been long awaiting unboxing my Bury Our Bones fairy loot edition because I love that book so much and I want it on my shelf. But obviously, again, I wanted to wait until I did the book unboxing. So I don't know what these are going to be in terms of order, but let's see. Wait, I think yeah, this one is the Bury Our Bones. I am so excited to see this one in person because I have seen so many people unbox it online and talk about it online and hold it up, but I haven't seen it in person yet. This is going to be absolutely beautiful. So here is the book. Okay, yeah. How is it even more beautiful in person? Here is the front, of course, the spine, and then the back. The like slight rose gold foiling, and then the edges. I love a fairy loot book so much. I remember people holding up the end papers because it is so beautiful. And then I think there's a different one. Yeah, there's a different one on this side. I'm literally obsessed with them in this book. Wait, I didn't actually see, but I did not see what the reverse dust jacket looked like, nor the naked hardback. This is so beautiful. There's also the quote at the back. Guys, I love a fairy loot copy so much, but this one is just so gorgeous. I'm just so happy that I can actually see it in person now. And then the reversible dust jacket is like the normal cover, but in a different colorway. This is so beautiful. I honestly feel like fairy loot have been killing it this year with all of their editions and the designs. My favorite so far this year are definitely this one and the Night in the Moth. Okay, next we'll randomly go for this one. Again, I can't see who this one is from either. That was satisfying. Here is the book. This is Tender by Lauren du Plessis. I don't remember this. I've never heard anyone talk about this before. This cover though is absolutely gorgeous. So on the blurb, Kirsty Logan, who is an author I've never read from before. However, there is a book that I wanted to read from her for such a long time. The Things We Do in the Dark, I think it is called. I recently found it in a secondhand bookshop. I'm very excited to read it this autumn. But she blurbed, a lush, intoxicating debut where secrets are poison and every touch carries the risk of contamination. The story of obsession and transformation, written with the relentless creep of untamed weeds and the bite of a thistle. Blending folkloric horror with explorations of womanhood against a backdrop of eco-anxiety, Tender burrows into the quiet violence of overcoming and accepting our darkest sides. Yeah, okay, now I remember why I said yes to getting this book, but it sounds so good and definitely a perfect one to read in autumn, so I'm definitely going to try and get to it ASAP. Thank you so much, Influx Press. This sounds so good. I am loving adding extra books onto my autumn TBR. I feel like I always get so ambitious when it comes specifically to books that I want to read when it comes to autumn. Will I read every single book that I want to read? No, it never happens, but I will sure try, and that is definitely going to be one of them. So I feel like after this haul, there's going to be a lot of books extra that I want to add to my autumn TBR. If you did see a package there and I didn't show you and it's no longer there, babe, that's because it was another vintage return. I did not realize that two of them would be vintage returns, but we'll go on to this one next. I did not know I was receiving this. It is We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. I've never even read the first two. I'm assuming that this is the third book. Okay, this makes sense. This was very kindly sent to me by Amazon Prime. I've never read this series. I never intended to, but if it is good, please let me know. I also feel like I'm the 1% of the population at this point that has also never watched The Summer I Turned Pretty. I really want to. The hype and the FOMO is getting to me. However, I feel like I should have started watching it like 2 months ago because now that we're in autumn, there are so many different shows and movies that I want to watch. This is very obviously summer related, so maybe I'll wait until next year to finally start the show. But thank you so much to Amazon Prime. I did not know I was receiving that. Next, let's do this one that was on the sofa, and it says Boldwood Ever After on the front, but I don't know what book that is from, so I'm very intrigued. Okay, autumn. Oh my god, not me literally talking about my autumn TBR and then the most autumnal book in the world. So the book is Love and Lattes at Pumpkin Hollow by Victoria Walters. This looks like the most cozy romance in the entire world. Also, this is the most perfect floppy paperback. I am so intrigued. I have no idea. I've never heard anyone talk about this either, so I'm very intrigued. It came with a really cute bracelet and a pumpkin sticker. I feel like this is going to be perfect to read if I really am craving a cozy romance for autumn. In my recent bookshelf tour, I was talking about how I don't really have all that many romances on my physical TBR anymore, or just on my shelf that I haven't read yet, so this would be perfect to finally add to that and finally build that back up again. I am very intrigued. It's very different to every other book that I'm going to have on my autumn TBR, so I feel like like this would be a perfect one to break it up. But thank you so much to that publisher. My autumn TBR is literally looking insane. Next we'll do the last one that was, okay, this one is also open. I did not realize that. Let's see what this book is. Another one that I definitely was very keen to read this autumn is Hazelthorn by CJ Drews. I believe that this is a YA horror and it just looks so gothic and so beautiful. I'm so obsessed with this cover, but I don't really know what it's about. I feel like there is a garden that kind of devours. At the very top of the blurb it says, Knives Out meets What Moves the Dead in this queer gothic horror about an inherited estate and a garden with a taste for blood. As dark secrets unravel, moss bleeds through the walls, poisonous mushrooms flourish beneath the floorboards, and Evander must discover what he's really inherited before Hazelthorn's gardens demand to be fed. It sounds so gothic and it sounds so atmospheric and it sounds so perfect for autumn. I've also seen a lot of people anticipate this for the upcoming season. It is a proof that comes out in October, so it's definitely one that I'm going to try and read as soon as possible. Thank you so much to the publisher for that one. I am so excited, guys. My autumn TBR, like, I am so excited for autumn reading. I take a shot every time I say it. There is nothing better in the world than autumn for me, especially when it comes to reading, which is my other favorite thing in the world, so I'm going to be thriving. Next, let's do another fairyloot one. I have no idea what is, I can't even remember what would be the other two. Okay, no, wait, I recognize it because of this book, and this book is a book that I have already read. I read it on my Kindle because I got a NetGalley proof, but I don't own it, and it is a fantasy book that I really enjoyed, and I would definitely want to pick up a physical copy because I would definitely want to carry on with the series. So I'm very excited to see the fairyloot edition and also just own a physical copy. Here is the book. It is of course A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena. This cover, I was obsessed with the normal cover for this book because it looks so much like Once Upon a Broken Heart, but also the different colorway on this is gorgeous, and the edges, oh my god, I love them. Here are the end papers. The foiling on that is so gorgeous. This book for me, I think I rated it like a 4.25 or a 4.5. I adored it. It has everything that I normally love in a fantasy. I loved the chemistry between the protagonist and the love interest. Actually, when I was first reading it, I very much went into it not really knowing anything at all, and I wasn't expecting kind of the love interest to be who the love interest was, but I ate it up. Not the Weeping Willow. Here is the other end paper, and then I don't know what the naked hardback looks like. I don't know if there's anything on there. That is insane. Here is the naked hardback, and then here is the reverse dust jacket. I am so happy that I finally own a physical copy of this book, because when you read a book on your Kindle that obviously is on your Kindle and you don't already own it but you absolutely loved it, the happiness and then feeling and getting a physical copy of it is unmatched. I love this so much. Next we'll do this tiny little one, and it literally says on the front what the book is. That edition is funky. I didn't expect the cover to look like that for what the book is, but it is The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. I have read this book before and I actually really want to do a reread of it for autumn. I feel like it's the perfect vibes for that. This cover, like, I don't think this personally matches the vibe of the book, but I feel like that's equally what would draw me in. This is part of Vintage's Weird Girls collection, and I love reading weird girl fiction, weird girl literary fiction to be specific, and this definitely falls into that. I'm definitely intrigued to do a reread of it because I feel like the first time that I read it, I didn't really appreciate it as much as I should have done, but equally as much as I feel like I would now. So like I said, another one that I would definitely like to read in the upcoming months. My ambitious TBR is ambitious, but this one is definitely going to fall into that. Thank you so much, Vintage. Carry on with this stack and we'll go for this blue one here. Again, it does say on the front what this book is. The foiling, the book is After Midnight by Daphne du Maurier. I have desperately been wanting to read more Daphne du Maurier. Obviously, she is the author of Rebecca. I have read Rebecca. I really liked it. And I believe that this is a short story collection full of so many of her short stories, and that really intrigues me. I feel like I need to delve more into short story collections. I feel like at the minute I'm picking them up more frequently. I am so intrigued to see what her writing style is like in something new other than Rebecca, but oh my god, I love this. Wait, it literally has my name on it. It is number 67 out of 100 and they've written my name. Right at the beginning, the introduction is also by Stephen King. Again, I feel like this is another one arriving at the perfect time for autumn, and it is chunky, so I feel like this is likely one that I'm going to want to start soon and just dip in and out of for a while. So oh my god, I'm so excited for that. I've been really wanting to read more from Daphne du Maurier for a really long time. Thank you so much to Virago for sending me this. I'm very excited to delve into more Daphne du Maurier. Okay, we have one more package which is ginormous in this stack, and then we'll carry on with these last three. So let's do this one first. Again, this is another one that I can see what the book is, but I just don't know why this is so big. Like, I am so confused. These bags are always also so hard to get into. I feel like I'm gonna punch myself in the face on accident. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it and hope for the best. The cover is gorgeous. It is The Guardians of Dreamdark by Laini Taylor. I believe that this was her first book that she ever wrote and they are republishing it. I could be wrong, but that cover is gorgeous. I feel like this looks so similar, obviously, to Strange the Dreamer. Oh my god, why did I actually malfunction? I read Strange the Dreamer years ago when it was one of those booktube books that everybody loved and everybody raved about, but I never actually finished that duology. I'm definitely really interested in reading another book from her, especially now that I'm more into fantasy. This is gorgeous. In here too, we have a bath bomb, which love, and then we also have this. Okay, wait, there is this gorgeous bookmark that has this hanging bit at the end. I've kind of been wanting a bookmark. This is really random. I've really been wanting a bookmark that, like, if I put it in, this bit will hang out of the book because I think they're beautiful. I'm going to be using that. That's going to be my go-to bookmark currently. Okay, we are on to the last 3 packages. Let's do the middle one. Here is the shut. The way that I instantly recognized what it was just from this. I am so, why do I feel like I'm gonna cry? I am so excited. This is of course a proof of We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. We know Mona Awad is one of my favorite authors. Bunny was a 5-star read for me. I read that years ago. The first time that I read that, I absolutely did not expect, like everyone else, for it to have a sequel or prequel. This is kind of a mix of both, which I'm really intrigued by. I really don't know what to expect when it comes to this one, but I would definitely like to do a reread of Bunny before reading it, but I'm gonna read this ASAP. Oh my god, I did not know I was going to get a proof of it. This is one of my most anticipated books of 2025. Thank you so much to the publisher for this. I cannot wait to read it. Like I said, one of my most anticipated. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. I feel so incredibly grateful and I feel so full of gratitude that I just can receive books like this. It is a dream. Anyway, before I spiral, let's go on to this one and then let's do the fairyloot one last. Oh wait, this one I already actually opened because I thought initially it was Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, and because it's my book club book, I needed to open that before, but it wasn't. And I probably should have been able to tell because this book is smaller, a lot smaller than that one, but this book is The South by Tash Orr. This was very kindly sent to me by the Booker Prize because I believe that this is longlisted and I'm very intrigued to read some of the longlist this year. I have actually seen quite polarizing things about the longlist this year. A lot of people love them, but a lot of people don't like a lot of the books on there, and I'm very intrigued to see how I feel about even some of them. One year I would love to do something where I read like the entire longlist or the entire shortlist. I know some of my patrons were very keen to see a vlog like that. I don't think I would ever upload it straight to YouTube. This year is not going to be the year that I do that unless I do decide to read the shortlist, because I think the shortlist is being announced fairly soon, but I haven't heard anything really about any of the books. I am very intrigued though. This one says, a radiant novel of the longing that blooms between 2 boys over the course of 1 summer, about family, desire, and what we inherit from celebrated author Tash Orr. At once sweeping and intimate, The South is a story of what happens when private and public lives collide. It is the first in a quartet of novels that form Tasha Orr's masterful portrait of a family navigating a period of great change, a reimagined epic for our times. Okay, interesting. So this is part of a series. I feel like we very rarely see literary fiction series, so that definitely intrigues me more. There are also a lot of authors on the back that I know are incredibly popular that have blurbed it, so I'm very intrigued by this one and just by the shortlist and the long list in general, so thank you so much to the Booker Prize for that. And then last but certainly not least, we have one more fairyloot package. I have no idea what this one could be because all I remembered from the previous subscription was that one was definitely Bury Our Bones and then obviously A Dance of Flies, so oh, maybe Catabasis? I'm going to avoid looking at the spoiler card. Here is the book. Okay. Oh my god, it is Catabasis! I actually haven't seen what this book looks like anywhere. The edges. These are gorgeous. So here is what the front looks like, the spine, and then the back. So this is just the original cover. Other than they've changed slight bits, and I actually prefer this colorway, I'm not gonna lie. Here is the first end paper, and then let's see what the other one. Okay, that is beautiful. I am so excited to read this book this month because it is actually my September book club book. I just don't know what to expect. I am intimidated, but just so excited. And then the Naked Heart. This might be a new favorite fairyloot. Are you joking? This is the Naked Hardback. That is so beautiful. Oh my god, the spine. I love the foiling. I love the font. Oh my god, every single part of this is beautiful. Like the details are actually insane. And then I did very briefly see that there is a reverse dust jacket. I actually haven't seen it exactly. I adore the colors that they chose for this book. This is definitely, oh my god, fairyloot have done so many good books this year. This definitely has to be up there as one of my favorites because like the detail. I am so happy that this was part of the subscription because R.F. Kuang is just such an incredible author, and this book, guys, this is definitely one of my favorite fairyloot editions now. This is gorgeous. What a way to end the book unboxing. I feel so incredibly lucky. I feel so grateful, and yeah, I'm just so over the moon. Thank you so much to any of the publishers that did send send me something. As always in any of my videos, if you have read any of the books that I've held up in this video, please let me know what you thought about them, whether you like them or you dislike them, which ones you would like to see me read soon. Equally, if you watch until the very end of this video and you don't know what to comment any like academia catabasis inspired emoji, because why not? If you did enjoy this video too and you are not yet subscribed, it would mean the absolute world to have you here. And as always, all of my socials are linked down in the description box below. We have my Patreon, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Goodreads, my Fable, and so much more. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and for spending some time with me today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon with another video.